Every AI assistant that has launched in the last 3 years has worked the same way. You ask a question, it answers. You ask another, it answers again. It waits for you. Always. At Google I/O last week, Google announced that Gemini no longer works like that. The new Gemini doesn't wait to be asked. It monitors, plans, executes, and delivers in the background while you're doing other things, around the clock. Google is calling this the agentic era of Gemini, and the features they announced to back that up are more substantial than a typical app update. Here is every major change, what each one does, and what it means for how you use AI every day. Before the features, the interface, because Google rebuilt the entire app from scratch. The new design system is called Neural Expressive. It introduces fluid animations, vibrant colors, new typography, and haptic feedback. The previous Gemini app was functional, but visually unremarkable. The redesign moves it closer to the visual language of premium consumer apps, one that feels less like a tool and more like a companion. Gemini Live, the conversational voice experience, is now integrated directly into the main app, rather than sitting in a separate tab. You can start typing a question, switch to voice mid-thought, continue the conversation, and switch back to text without breaking the flow. The context carries through seamlessly. This sounds like a cosmetic change. It is not entirely. The redesign is deliberate framing for what comes next. Google is repositioning Gemini from a chatbot you open when you need something, to an ambient presence you interact with continuously. The new interface is built for that model of use. The first new agent feature is Daily Brief. Every morning before you open your phone, Gemini has already gone through your Gmail, your Google Calendar, and relevant news and information connected to your interests and schedule. It synthesizes everything into a single personalized briefing: what meetings you have, what decisions need to be made, what news is directly relevant to your day, and what preparation might be useful before specific events. If you have a presentation at 2 p.m., Daily Brief might pull together recent developments in the topic you're covering, flag an email you should have read the night before, and remind you of a commitment made 3 weeks ago in a different conversation. This is not a notification summary. It is a curated briefing built from your personal data. The difference matters. A notification summary tells you what happened. A daily brief tells you what you need to know given what is coming. Daily Brief requires connecting your Google accounts to Gemini, and operates on the personal context Gemini builds over time. Privacy implications of that are real and worth thinking about. Google handles it under its standard AI data policies, but the feature requires meaningful personal access to work as described. Gemini Spark is the centerpiece announcement of the entire I/O update. Google CEO Sundar Pichai described it directly as your personal AI agent that helps you navigate your digital life, taking action on your behalf and under your direction. What makes Spark different from everything that came before it, including previous Gemini features, is persistence. Previous AI assistants were stateless. They existed only during the conversation, started fresh each time, and stopped the moment you closed the app. Spark runs continuously, even when your device is idle, even when you are asleep. It maintains context across everything it has access to: your Gmail, Docs, Sheets, Calendar, and third-party apps including Canva and Instacart, and uses that persistent context to complete tasks that unfold over time. Concrete examples from the announcement: you ask Spark to parse your credit card statements for hidden fees and flag anything unusual. You do not wait for it. It works through every statement, identifies patterns, and delivers a summary when it is done. Or, you receive a set of raw meeting notes from 3 different email threads and 2 chat platforms. You ask Spark to synthesize them into a polished Google Doc and draft the follow-up email. It handles the entire chain. Importantly, and Google was specific about this, Spark is designed to seek your confirmation before taking sensitive actions. It will not send emails or make purchases without an explicit approval step. You remain in control of irreversible actions. This is the guardrail architecture that distinguishes a genuinely useful agent from one that could cause problems. Spark is also coming to the macOS desktop app, where it will be able to operate on your local machine and access powerful new voice features for hands-free operation. The combination of desktop access, persistent operation, and workspace integration makes this the most comprehensive AI agent Google has shipped to consumer users. Alongside the agent features, Google announced Gemini Omni, a new capability focused on multimodal content creation. The headline feature is video creation and editing. Omni can take any combination of inputs, text descriptions, images, existing video clips, audio, and documents, and produce finished video content from them. The initial focus is video, but Google describes the ambition as creating content from any input, which is a broad mandate. This positions Gemini directly against tools like Sora, Runway, and Kling in the AI video space. The competitive advantage Google brings is not necessarily superior generation quality at launch, it is integration. An Omni-generated video can be placed directly into a Google Doc, shared via Gmail, or edited using Google's own tools without leaving the Gemini ecosystem. Omni also inherits Gemini 3.5 Flash's speed and action capabilities, the same model powering the new AI search. The result is a content creation tool that is fast enough for real-time iteration, not just final output generation. Omni is rolling out to Google AI Pro subscribers in the United States first, with broader availability to follow. Step back and look at what all of this adds up to. The AI assistant era, which began with Siri and Alexa and continued through the first generation of ChatGPT, was built around a reactive model. You ask, it answers. Every interaction was isolated. Memory was limited. The assistant waited. What Google announced at I/O is a genuine architectural shift. Gemini Spark is persistent, not reactive. Daily Brief is proactive, not responsive. Omni creates, not just explains. The direction of travel across the entire update is toward an AI that participates in your work rather than answers questions about it. The honest observation is that Google has the integration advantage here that no other AI company can easily replicate. Anthropic makes better language models for some tasks. OpenAI has a larger consumer user base, but neither of them has Gmail, Calendar, Docs, Sheets, Maps, Search, YouTube, and Android all under one roof, all of which Gemini Spark can now access with your permission. Whether persistent agentic AI turns out to be genuinely useful or a source of new anxieties, about oversight, about what gets automated without clear intent, about data access, is a question the next 12 months will answer. Google has made its bet. Gemini is no longer a chatbot with a nice interface. It is a platform for delegating digital work. Gemini Spark launches now for Google AI Ultra subscribers. Daily Brief and the Neural Expressive redesign are rolling out broadly. Gemini Omni is available for Google AI Pro subscribers in the US first. Google's full announcement and the most detailed independent breakdowns are linked in the description. If you want to understand how the new Gemini fits alongside ChatGPT and Claude, which one to use for which task, that comparison video is linked in the description. Subscribe for weekly coverage of what's actually happening in AI. Thanks for watching.